Why is it when some entrepreneurs face major obstacles, they're able to succeed when most others fail? How is it that these founders weather those storms that often come out stronger than before, while everyone else is getting run over or left to pick up the pieces for years to come? One of the biggest reasons for this is the manner in which they face and embrace these obstacles. For them, it starts with choice. They choose how they're going to respond to the challenge and then take the action necessary to get through the situation successfully. In this video, I'm going to share the steps that allow you to face challenging situations and learn how to embrace these obstacles that you're going to face. That way you can get these obstacles working for you instead of against you. Hi, I'm Graft, founder of Storytelling for Entrepreneurs, where we help founders leverage the power of story to launch and grow their business. In my last video, I talked about the power of obstacles and how they can help you as founders. In it, I referenced Ryan Holiday's book, The Obstacle is the Way, where he uses the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism and writings from the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius to introduce us to this powerful perspective. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Essentially, that the obstacle or challenge you're facing can be the catalyst to growth and success in life. As a founder, this is a critical perspective to have because you're going to face many massive obstacles on your startup journey. The key to getting through it all, and central to the premise in Ryan's book, is though you may not have control over obstacles you face, and when you face them, you have 100% control over how you respond to these obstacles. By far, this is the most important element in the equation. No one can force you to feel a certain way or react a certain way. It's completely up to you. But once you have accepted this fact, you have the foundation for the success you seek. And with this understanding, you can follow these steps that will get these obstacles working for you instead of against you. Now, the first step in this process is to see the obstacle. In concept, this sounds simple, but when the world is getting turned upside down by some crazy virus, this is incredibly hard to do. When a major or catastrophic event happens, some people freeze. Others go into denial mode, some are blinded by it, and others remain calm regardless. All of us react differently to massive obstacles given our situation and our personalities, but the key in this step is to pause and recognize the obstacle as soon as you can. Because once you can see it, it allows you to take the next step and the most difficult one of the process, and that is to accept it for what it is. No more, no less. And you have to do it without assigning prejudices, perceptions, or emotions to this sucker. In Ryan Holiday's book, he shares when we first sent astronauts into space, the primary skill that they trained them on more than any other was the art of not panicking. NASA realized that when people panic, they make mistakes. And space is not a great place to make mistakes. NASA knew that the difference between life and death lies in the emotional regulation when you are in these high-risk environments. What's great about this approach is that when you neutralize your emotions and then you eliminate perceptions and prejudices, it enables you to do the next step in the process, as that is to be able to analyze the obstacle. You want to be able to objectively observe and then analyze it without distractions, exaggerations, or misperceptions. How big is it? How powerful? How long will it last? How will it affect me personally in what I'm doing? This enhances your ability to search for strengths and weaknesses, the paths of least resistance, and hidden opportunities from that obstacle. Once this analysis is completed, now comes the fun part and the step that makes all the difference. That is the transformation of the obstacle into something that feeds you, that empowers you, that teaches you. Every disaster can be an opportunity. Every setback can be a life lesson. Every failure can be a skill refined. Here again, you get to decide whether and how you let this obstacle participate in your journey. A great example of this transformation can be found in the story of Scott Harrison, the founder of Charity Water. After a number of years wasting himself away in the party scene in New York City, Scott had a revelation and decided he wanted to do something meaningful with his life. So he signed up for the Mercy Ship, a humanitarian organization which offers free medical care to the world's poorest nations via a medical ship. Right away, Scott realized he was in way over his head because the Mercy Ships took Scott directly into the belly of some of the worst human living conditions on the planet. After getting his first exposure to the people that the ship served and the work that the doctors and support staff were actually doing, he tried to leave the ship after just 1 week. But one of the ship doctors would have none of it and let him know in no uncertain terms that he signed up for this and he would have to suck it up and learn how to deal with it. Forced to deal with this obstacle head on, Scott decided he was going to embrace the situation. That mental shift allowed him to discover a world he had never known. He learned about the power of healing and the hope that the ship brought to the downtrodden, and how the act of a few could impact the lives of so many people and change a community forever. He realized he had the unique ability to chronicle this story in words and photos to share it with the world. Over the next 2 years, he sailed around the coast of Africa on the Mercy Ship, taking over 60,000 photos for the organization, getting their story out to the world. What's more, during this experience, he learned firsthand how communities were flooded with disease and illness, and one of the root causes because they were drinking contaminated water. That inspired Scott to found Charity Water that helps communities get access to clean drinking water. And since then, his organization has helped 11 million people get access to this precious gift. As a founder, you have the same power and capability as Scott did to encounter any obstacle and take a moment to see it, accept it for what it is, then to objectively analyze it and eventually transform that object into a lever that works for you in magical ways. Because no matter who you are, obstacles are coming. There's no stopping them as a startup founder. But it's up to us to determine how we react to them. What's going to break you or mold you? What's going to set you back or lift you up to success? All you have to do is recognize that that choice is up to you, and then take these steps to embrace this obstacle and turn it into an experience that's going to benefit you for years to come. Thanks for watching.